Hello and welcome back to another episode of Initiative Coffee Company presents The Bards Tale. Featuring Bards.
Bards!
That was dumb.
I'm sad I wasn't in on that.
Let's go back to one, everybody. Can we?
We're here now.
Tyler, what happened last time on The Bards Tale?
We came to the island of Peoples. We learned about, I guess there's this whole trade going between this unnamed town and Commonwealth. And you're trying to find giants, and so we're going to go do that today. You scared the shit out of a pixie. That was fun. I shot stuff all day, and you found a children's book.
And the children.
Oh, and the children.
Two of them.
Two of them. We found a guy whose head's on fire, or I guess he's made of fire, and that's cool. And there's a bunch of like tieflings and ASMR and one human all up in here. So that's neat. And now we're going to go search for the Wilder people.
And either the child made a pact with something horrible, or it's the
We have
greatest
a familiar.
archmage that the Glass Shores has ever seen.
Or she has first level sorcerer spells available.
Don't
No.
piss on that parade, Brian.
He was trying to hype her up, you know.
She's the greatest.
She could
she's
be a
the
child
savior
prodigy.
of the Glass Shores, I'm sure.
Part of me was hoping she'd made a pact with something terrible.
We're going to actually need to
It's
come back
good.
and get her for the final
new
boss in
warlock
like a
builds.
year and a half.
She's just 6. My best friend
That's
is Azeroth,
racist.
destroyer of the world.
Not every tiefling has a horrible pact.
I like to
The
imagine
final
when,
fun.
Oh, God.
World eater.
I like to imagine that when she's
World
bored, she
eater.
just makes familiars.
She's over 9. Just 9.
Just over 9.
She's 10. That's why it's funny. Anyway,
wouldn't know
you
that
guys
far,
are following Tiliburson into the forest to meet what has been referred to as the forest folk. They speak local common, and they speak a variant of giant.
Giant speak.
That's Glass Shores common, correct? Okay. Cool. Yeah, we're looking.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eyeball out for anything not forest folk looking.
Where are you keeping the eyeball?
Everywhere.
She's a fish. Going that way. Going that way.
So you managed to get to a camp
Oh, yeah, that's right. We found a camp.
that was it's a large camp that has tents and areas set up for people about 7 to 8 feet tall. There are quite a bit of evidence that they were here, maybe not in the last couple of days, but certainly within the last week or so. You know that they tend to travel. They have 5 or 6 camps set up throughout this area of this island. Tilla is kind of going through, like picking through the fire pit to see like how old the ashes are. Is there anything you guys want to do to help?
I was just going to run into a tent and admire its spaciousness.
It's a very spacious tent.
I just run around
I
in
was
it.
going to see if there are any, like, tracks or
Footprints. Yeah.
footprints.
Sure, make a survival check.
Me too.
Both of you.
9.
20.
20. Yeah,
Way
so
better.
there are several. It doesn't look like they have like a rotation so much as they go from a camp to another camp. There's no way to really tell why they would pick one over the other, not talking to them, until it doesn't seem to know. But,
Did they leave anything cool behind?
Yeah, is there anything in my tent?
roll a perception check.
14.
17.
There's a giant block of cheese.
Neat. I'm going to hack some off and take it with me.
Is this, how big is this block of cheese? Is it as big as me or bigger than me? Or is
It
it?
is a 5-foot wheel of cheese.
Yeah, I'm going to take as much as I can fit in the bag.
I
like cheese.
I'll just
What?
have a piece now.
You can fit quite a bit in your bag.
I'm going to bring some back for Ray, too. Maybe he can make something fun with it.
You know, we're going
Why are
to
you
meet
taking
these
their
people.
cheese without asking?
Yeah.
Yeah. They won't know it was me. Might have been LaTia. Who knows?
How big of a chunk are you taking? Like, are you filling your backpack so there's just a cheese?
Not just like fitting the entire wheel in the.
I didn't
like,
take
I
your
want to.
cheese.
I want to go back to your prior statement where you said I'll
much
put
as I
as
can-
much as I can carry in my bag,
There's
which
other
indicates
stuff in
maybe
my
you
bag.
are.
Like I imagined I was taking like a hunk size.
Nadir is reevaluating what's important for this trip.
Well,
Also,
I need cheese. You know what I don't need? A bedroll, candles.
diplomat pack. I don't need perfume.
None of
I
this
need
is
I'm
relevant.
also wondering
No,
if
what
you're.
what I'm doing is I'm taking just like a belt. I'm putting it on one end of the wheel and then on the other, and I'm wearing that as a backpack from now on. Just the whole wheel.
Great.
I'm not doing that.
I was also wondering if you were like wrapping the cheese or if you were just like taking
Shoving it
handfuls of
loose
cheese and
cheese.
shoving
Shoving
it
it
into
whole
your
hog
bag.
right
My
into his
piece
bag.
is about
Into
this big,
paper
and I'm
and,
just
like-
kind of nibbling on it as we go.
Okay. You have successfully navigated the big wheel of cheese. Congratulations.
You solved my
Wheel.
cheese puzzle.
Keep on turning.
Solve the cheese puzzle. What did you get on survival? Who was rolling? You rolled a
20.
survival
Yeah,
20.
20.
Yeah. So you see the most recent footsteps head toward the east. The east, and yeah.
I think they went east.
Tilla comes over and looks at the footsteps and says, Skylark, I think you're probably right. You're a very receptive individual, aren't you?
That's what
Not
his roll
typically.
says. Yeah.
At least he's
Fair
honest.
And she starts kind of marching to the east. After another 45 minutes or so, you're maybe 2 miles east of where you just were. And you see another camp, very similar to the last one.
Also abandoned.
Also empty.
I look for bread this time. No, I'm kidding.
There's no bread.
Darn.
Nice salami, some
I look
prosciutto.
for the panini press so I can make a sandwich.
The only major difference between this camp and the last one is there seems to be a pretty substantial stream flowing about 10 yards away from this camp.
Fish.
Does it seem like they've left any of these in a hurry, or is it more like, we're just gonna go to this one now? We'll be back
Roll an
later.
investigation check.
All right. 16.
So all of the steps are pretty much the same distance and the same depth. So it doesn't look like they're running.
Okay.
You do see a few drag marks going a bit further east, but you're not really sure. It doesn't look like they all went east. Like maybe they took something toward the east, or like who knows.
Do the drag marks look big? Like
Like, did they drag a
like
person?
yeah, like did they
or-
drag equipment, or does it look like they are dragging another giant that way, or
It looks like they were dragging some sort of
like a trunk?
like sled.
Oh, okay.
So it's tough to tell like if
What
what
could have
was
been on
on
it.
the sled.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was more like, does it look like, these are like leg marks or something, like
Oh
two
no.
tracks versus
Yeah,
a sled.
It's a sled. They're pulling something on the sled. Yeah.
Onward.
And then the other giant tracks head north.
Which of those paths is to the left of us?
You would go back to where you came from if you went to the left.
Do you guys want to go where the draggy drag was, or go towards where the people seem to have gone?
Is that the official term?
Yes, the draggy drag.
We need to find the bulk of their people. So whichever way seems more heavily traveled, we should go.
North?
Tilla?
Well, it looks like the majority of them have gone north. I'm not sure. These drag marks are an anomaly. I don't know. Perhaps some of the local denizens have been wandering off with some of their belongings. I'm not sure.
Let's go north.
Yeah, I say we go north.
Sure. So she leads you north, and as you get maybe an hour and a half to the north, you start hearing conversations. You start hearing the sound of a camp, an active camp. So
Great.
Neat.
she leans in and she says, "I think we've spotted them."
Wonderful. And how is it appropriate to approach?
They're pretty congenial.
Okay.
Yeah. Typically, they're not very defensive or. They're not very quick to concern. So
Okay.
my guess is we could just announce ourselves and then enter.
Great. Skylark, will you play us a tune as we walk in?
Sure. We can
Play our hype
march
music.
in. I'll play a little drum cadence.
Sure, roll a perform check.
And now, your
Bards.
bards.
23.
Bards!
So you start playing an elaborate drum tune. It's very hoppin', as the kids say. The kids don't say that anymore.
Kids never said that.
I'm pretty sure one day they did. It may have been a long
Statistically,
time ago.
one
For a
kid
day.
may have said that once. You're right.
It's a nice tune as you march your way into single file. How are you marching?
As a group.
Cartwheeling.
I mean, if you want, I ain't doing it.
Rat-a-tat-tat. Just
Michael's doing round-offs as he enters the camp.
Awesome.
And,
I'm just walking.
I'm just walking.
okay. You walk in to see 4 8-foot humans, 7 to 8 foot humans, kind of sitting around like a communal pot.
I just imagine that when they heard drums, one of them just went, "Oh God, what's happening? What fresh hell is this?"
And they all kind of look toward the entrance as you approach. And one stands up and says, "Who
Well, I'll
are? Are you from the town?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I
You seem new."
give a little bow. We are visitors.
Very astute.
To
of
your
you.
island.
We are new.
We are all bards who are currently studying at the college in Commonwealth.
And where?
Well, we're not currently studying there. We're here right now.
Yes, at this moment we are not studying. Commonwealth, it's the large settlement off to
That way.
that way of here,
West.
west.
On this island?
No, on a separate island.
Oh yes, I don't care.
We
Sure.
yes,
I'm sure it's a very nice town.
yes. We'd like to think so. I have actually
Got a
come
rat problem.
here to ask you a favor, if I might ask you some questions.
Seems very forward, but sure.
Oh, and also, who are you? I'm sorry. I have
We're rude.
I have often forget general
Manners.
pleasantries, as I'm very focused on
Myself.
my studies.
Yourself.
Yeah, yourself. And yourself.
So
Well,
So-
I am Gorn Cindershield.
nice.
I like your last name.
That is a fantastic
Fine
last
last
name.
Gorn.
Thank you.
He's all Gorn.
What?
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 What? I
Moving
go
on.
around. I say, I am Iona. I am from the Tritons below that live below the glass shores. This is. What one was it?
I don't even look. I just like,
He's Galileo.
This is
Galileo.
Galileo.
He's Galileo.
Something or other.
Figaro.
One of my comrades. This is.
You travel with these folks not knowing their names.
Yep. And this
Fair enough.
Moving on.
this is Skylark the Everfree. You may know
I've
his
heard your
name.
people can be rash at times, yes.
And this is Lotus. And
Moving
also my friend Nadir, and I'm sure
Special
you
guest
know.
star, apparently.
I'm sure you know.
And also that guy.
I'm sure you know Tilla.
I do know Tilla.
Yes.
You travel with many folks without surnames.
It's a musical thing.
His last name is Humpkins.
My last name's Lamoja.
I don't have one.
My last name is Schweinsteiger.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah. Skylark Schweinsteiger? I think Schweinsteiger, I think is how it would be pronounced.
No, it's
Is it
Schweinsteiger.
Steiger?
It's Steiger.
That's
It's his name. He would
yeah.
know.
Well, German roots and such, but good to know.
That is a thing that I just learned. Schwein.
Mr. Schweinsteiger, you have the appearance of
Something hilarious.
one touched by the natural world.
What does Steiger mean?
Interesting.
Do you speak giant or Glass Shores common?
I'll just laugh.
I do.
I do.
He doesn't seem upset at all. He seems congenial. But, well, what is it we can do for you, Miss Moore of the house beneath the seas?
It's Iona Moore, the Tritons below the Glass Shores.
Yeah, first of her name.
Would be
Yeah.
the proper.
The unburnt.
But anyway,
The constantly
please call
soggy.
me Iona.
Right.
Perhaps we can sit down and I can ask you some questions. I traveled to an island not too far from here. Actually, we were shipwrecked on that island, and I came across a tribe. He doesn't speak the language.
I don't
That's
know
why
what
he's-
he's saying.
Can I? I'll translate for him.
Oh, good. You speak whatever the hell they are.
I did study Glass Shores Common while we were.
While you're in downtime?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not enough to...
Is it not? Oh,
you
then
need
every
260
every
days to learn a
word
language.
that I understand, I will say to him.
It's just like
Oh,
something about
me too.
dancing.
That one was her name. That one was your name. That one was Lamoja's name.
Who?
And that's all I got.
Yep.
Bless you.
Small island.
So we were shipwrecked on an island, and we came across a tribe of people that called themselves Shrub. That's what actually the captain didn't really have any chief. Just called himself chief. This small one was Shrub, but they were a small tribe of grassy type people.
Moss people.
I have heard tales of these small folk.
Yes, I seek to right something I have done wrong. So you can see why I may be a bit brash, a bit forward. I'm trying to do something good.
As you say that, you notice that where there were 4 of these folks, you are now surrounded by 8. And they are all sitting down, looking at you politely and intently.
Okay.
Oh, they're here for story time.
Yes. Do you want me to go into the whole story, or can I just say, like, I tell them the story?
I would love for you to go into the whole story.
Oh my God. Okay.
Story time.
Story time.
Approximate
They get out
story
their
time.
carpet squares
Yeah.
and non-existent
Everybody
boxes
gets a
of
juice
popcorn.
box.
popcorn and milk.
I'll back you up with my
Um,
flute.
We were shipwrecked on an island. We came across a group of pirates. Some of them did not seek to aid us, and in eventuality, some did. Some became friends, and we brought them back to Commonwealth with us. While we were there, we ran into the Shrub people, and through some confusion, we ingested a plant that they gave us, and it made Lotus very sick. She actually turned bright orange, and you were warm?
What?
Warm and like, how did you feel sick?
Diarrheal.
Yeah, sure.
She looks quite purple now.
Yes.
We fixed it.
So I asked them, and they spoke very little common, the language that we're speaking now. So it was a bit broken. But I asked them to help her. And in doing so, they had a big tree that they lived in. They took something from that tree and gave it to her, and it made her well. But in some way, it damaged the tree. I told them that I would try to fix it and that I would solve it as they helped us, and I would like to help them. They agreed that I could do that, but they also gave me this. And she shows him her hand that has the spike on it.
Way to gloss over the embarrassing parts of that story.
Oh, she's talking about the bush people. And the... Yeah.
What do you mean the embarrassing parts
she
of that
might be,
story?
Yeah,
Where you were
because
like, yeah, I
now
can
she's
totally
showing them
heal
the
it, and you
mark, so
totally
that's probably
couldn't.
what they're talking about.
I did attempt to heal the tree in the way that I have been taught. It worked a little.
Not really.
It didn't do the job. So I have taken on the task of learning enough to be able to solve it.
Lotus, why do I get the impression that she's downplaying my heroism in this tale?
What did you do?
talking about?
You had
She
heroism
can
during
still
this tale?
hear what you're saying.
She's clearly showing them the thing that she got when I went with her, and she got stung by Chief
Oh, yeah.
when she demanded that I fix the tree for her because she
Oh,
couldn't.
right.
Oh yeah, because it was
I
already
asked you
it was already way too
very
late by that point.
nicely.
Let's go to the tape, shall we?
Listen,
Tree dead now. Come,
I'm
yes.
trying
Sure.
to fix things. So they gave me this.
Oh sure. Show me your
And
bed.
what did you get?
Nothing. Exactly.
He got
My point.
unconscious. That's what he got.
Really?
Because of the
Hey, is there
fulgurate.
a fulgurite around here?
Everywhere.
Oh. While you're talking to them, can you ask them how to get that stuff without
Dying.
deading?
I got this mark on my hand. We would also like to know more about the fulgurite and what it means. And
It possesses great power.
yes, and it's
Greatest power of all the natural resources here.
Do you use it in any sort of?
We don't require it, but others have.
For good or?
Depends on the intentions of the users. Often the empire to the north uses it for ill intent. Empire to the west, north uses it for ill intent, but
Okay.
some of the other folk near here, I'm given to understand your friends in the town are utilizing it in some manner. I don't know, they come and harvest from time to time.
So it's okay to harvest it.
I suppose so. It doesn't have any great impact on the land to harvest it. Great focal points of it seem to have substantial growth. Seems to be a font of nutrients sometimes, but in smaller amounts, it doesn't seem to have any impact one way or the other.
I hear that and go, nutrients? You eat it?
No.
Okay.
You don't eat it. If there's a great collection of it in any particular place, oftentimes you'll see especially verdant locale.
Okay, you scared me there for a minute.
No, I wouldn't eat it. You could die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you scared me for a minute.
Is there a safe way to harvest it?
Well, I'm sure there is. I mean, it's been harvested.
Okay. But you don't in particular.
Well, we don't require it. We derive our magic from what nature gives us.
Certainly. Would you call yourself a druid?
I would call myself no such thing. I would call myself a forest folk that occasionally practices a magic similar to that of druids.
Would you call yourself a druid if I told you that I have no connection or alliance with the Empire?
No, I don't know what the Empire is. You're referring to the Northern Empire.
Yes.
I would hope that you wouldn't have any connection to the Northern Empire. They spread out across these lands quite quickly and have taken over ancient sites of ancient races. They taint the land and destroy it for their own intents.
I think it's self-identification, not subterfuge.
Poison. They poison everything they touch.
Why are you looking?
Are we the only ones who speak
You've been
Yeah.
translated.
this? Wow.
This part confuses me.
All right, I'll pop back in. So she asked about the fulgurite. Apparently, the dudes up north with the Empire are bad and use it for bad things. They don't know how to harvest it.
Can I maybe an insight? They're talking
they're
about.
Forest people. They don't-
Yeah, I
come-
know
come
it's
on.
not their
You absolutely
fault.
can roll an insight.
I'm wondering if I can know. Are they talking about the Empire that we're familiar with?
Roll the insight.
Okay. Or are they talking about like just general settlers, like the people who come to Commonwealth?
Are they the fantasy equivalent of doomsday preppers?
Oh, 21.
From context, they're not talking about the Empire of Vol. They're not talking about the folks from Commonwealth. They're talking about an entirely separate empire that has taken hold of the glass shores over the course of 300 or 400 years.
Oh. Do we have any prior knowledge of this group?
We might want to ask some information about that.
Do you have any written histories about
No,
this
we
empire?
don't spend
Okay.
time writing things down. We much prefer telling stories and sharing tales with one another.
I love to listen to stories. Perhaps if we have a bit of time, you could tell me more about this empire.
This is the first we're hearing of that. Blissfully unaware about it. So if they're evil, we want to know about it so we can
Roll
know.
a deception check.
All right. It'll be a 25, 30.
Okay. What were you asking?
I don't. What was I deceiving? I was telling them the truth.
You were not telling the truth. You didn't know that you weren't telling the truth, but you were not telling the truth. You absolutely know about this empire. What were you
All
saying?
right.
So,
That was the most confusing thing anyone's ever said to me.
I'd like it if you told me more about this empire. I'm new to the above the shores, and I'd like to know more about it. I'd also like to know more about, perhaps if you have any insight into my task to help the
5
forest
days
folk.
later.
Well, your task seems to require a druid or someone who practices magic that is a reasonable facsimile to druid magic.
Certainly.
Your wound is... You're not the first to be tricked by the shrub people. Your wound is not... it's just a scar. It's not... has no impact. It's just... You've been scarred
What about your shoulder
in
thing?
memory to a pact you made with the shrub people.
So it's not going to like
Kill
kill
you.
me in a year,
I would be very
More
surprised
like
if it did. Yeah.
11 months at this point.
10 months.
Okay.
Well, can we confirm though, because you have the hand thing, but he also like stabbed you in the shoulder, and he
Did
has
he?
made
It was
Yeah.
in your shoulder, not your hands.
Oh, okay. Because he has
Oh.
made reference to that like stinging and hurting at some point, and it could just
Oh.
be because
You move
memories.
Because he stabbed you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
show him. Sorry.
I just want to make sure that it's the same thing,
Right. I always thought it was in my hand.
and that we
I'm
can
sorry.
safely abandon those schmucks and never go back.
I'm not going to abandon them. I'm showing him my shoulder instead,
And
I
he
guess.
says the same
It's
thing.
the same. It's just a scar. It hurts sometimes.
Sometimes the past can hurt.
Damn. Thank you, Rafiki.
I want to learn to listen.
Great.
We're growing here on the Bards
been
Tale.
holding
and
on to
the
that for
sun is
4
squished
months.
banana.
It seems.
I've been holding on to that for 4 months.
Oh my god.
It is time.
It seems to be very difficult to procure a druid in these parts. Is this something that you could teach me, or do you have anyone willing to travel with me to write this? Or know of anyone I can seek out on perhaps another island? I'm really open to a wealth of possibilities.
Can I ask? The whole point of this was that she hurt the tree. We patched up the tree. Is the tree? You would know more about this than I would. Is that tree just gonna get better over time, or does it really need someone to come back and heal it?
Well, the trees of the shrub people are wounds to the trees can have dire impacts on the environment around them. If other trees that have been injured in a similar fashion, it seems like, have succumbed to blight, forcing those who live within them to be blighted as well.
You could have blighted a whole bunch of people.
So far, she still has. So, I mean, I would recommend.
I
if
just
you
wanted to
have
make sure, because you said
made a pact with these people to
Yeah.
come and fix their home, that you come and fix their home.
I just wanted to make sure, because you said she had been tricked, which implies
Tricked is a poor choice of words, perhaps. Often people misunderstand the thorn that is given as something more than it is. It is often given alongside some sort of exchange, and people see that as a consequence rather than a reminder. But
So about a druid.
right, yes, I don't know any druids. I could perhaps we could spare one of our own. He's been curious about the other islands, and perhaps would be perhaps it would be mutually beneficial. Vesper is his name, and he is not currently here. He's wandered off into the woods for whatever reason he has decided to do so. When he returns, you're welcome to have a conversation with him and see if he'd like to join you.
Most certainly. I'm sure that we could find him lodgings at the Bards College until we're able to take that mission. I already have a boat.
Do we? I thought that
Captain?
boat was just on loan for like this. Is that our boat?
I have a whole separate boat.
Oh, well, la-di-da.
I have been working on some things.
Ain't you fancy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty fancy. I already have a boat captained and a crew together, and basically he would be my missing piece of my puzzle if you think that he can heal this tree.
He probably would have little trouble with the matter. He has great control over the healing ways of the woods.
Great. Do you know, or do you speak the same language as these shrub people? I would like to bring along somebody who can properly communicate with them.
I mean, we all speak the same local language, I suppose, but
Certainly.
I mean, our language is separate than the shrub people's, but they have a limited understanding of a trade language throughout these islands,
Okay.
as well as we do.
Very good then. I appreciate all of your knowledge that you've bestowed upon us.
We're going to have trouble fitting a giant on the barge.
We'll,
It should hold a giant.
we'll get to that bridge and cross it when we get to it.
We'll get to that bridge and cross that bridge when we get to that bridge. All right, wonderful.
That is
He's not
usually the
that
order of
giant.
things.
No,
He's not even
he's
like
2 feet taller than
he's
I
not
am.
even like a large character. He's still a
Okay,
medium
he's just
character
tall.
technically. He's
Yeah.
just quite tall.
Yeah, he's only 2 feet taller than me.
Played a lot of Skyrim. You say giants, I think giant.
I never said giant. He speaks giant.
I thought we referred to them as giants. at
You
one point.
referred to them as
No,
giants.
we've always been referred to as forest folk.
All right. Oh no, the little girl called them giants.
Because she's very little.
Yeah.
I guess she's little. She called me a giant too.
Is there anything else you require?
Is there anything else any of you would like to ask about?
I look up from a drawing in the book I've been making because I lost interest because we can't harvest the Fulbright with their education. So I'll be like, no.
No.
What you
There's-
drawing over there, buddy?
It's just a circle with like lines through it.
I'll pull out like a big handful of random forest junk that I've collected on the way here. Which of these can I eat?
Please pluck out the rock, not that one.
That's an acorn.
One's an active snake. Like, no.
I mean, you could, but you'd have to cook it.
One of them crawls away. Yeah.
That's poisonous. That's poisonous. That's poisonous. That's a bug.
That one's venomous.
Speaking of snakes, the shrub people were very afraid of my friend Nadir. And they kept saying, big snake. Do you know what that would be?
You should all leave.
I get up and leave.
Yep. Bye.
I'm sorry?
What did you say?
Why have you come here?
Oh, I don't know what she said. I don't get up and leave. I sit
Why
on
have-
the
why
ground.
I'm gonna take you aside.
Take back whatever you said.
Why have you come here?
Shoot.
We're gonna go now.
Blissfully.
You have no more questions. We're going to go now. Say goodbye.
Thank you.
Everybody, we're leaving.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And away we go.
We have to go. We leave.
Okay.
Is Vesper still gonna come with us?
What did you do?
I asked them about Nadir and why that the shrub people were afraid of him.
You're gonna maybe not do that anymore.
What are you?
None of your business. You're gonna maybe not do that anymore.
Why is everyone afraid of you, and why should you continue to travel with us if everyone is
Have
afraid
I caused
of
you any harm?
I'm not afraid.
Have I
of it.
caused anyone in this group any harm? Have I done anything other than assist you in your endeavors? You're going to drop this line of questioning now.
That'd be really rude.
It's not for him.
We'll pick up this conversation later.
I was saying that in the language none of you understand.
Oh.
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 That was just you and me.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting.
You and them, and then them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I figured we had walked away by that point.
You didn't
Yeah.
mention that. So
Well, we said we were
We
leaving
said
like
we were
9
leaving.
times.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Done.
okay. So you head back to the unnamed town then, or
Yeah.
sure. Tilla looks confused.
Does she not speak common?
She does.
Oh.
But everything was going very well until it wasn't.
I
Is
agree.
there
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
an issue that we should
No, we're good.
know?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh,
I guess we don't have anything to talk about.
Tell her what happened.
well, your Triton friend was talking about an experience with shrub people. brought up. They're labeling your human friend as Big Snake, and the forest folk asked that you all leave, and then asked why you came here.
I have that effect on people. It's not wrong.
There seems to be a good deal going on here, and if we could just survive long enough to get me home, that'd be great.
Yeah, no problem. We're good.
Are they still sitting where they were? Are they still sitting where they were?
They're just
No,
forest.
they've packed up.
Oh.
Yeah,
They're
they're
like
gone.
packing up and on their way to presumably some other camp.
Okay. Shoot. All right.
Do you
Well,
have some
we'll deal
kind
with-
of reputation that precedes you? Everybody knows your nickname.
You didn't understand it. Well, I guess she just said
She
it.
just finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing. Don't worry about it. I'm working on it.
You're working on no longer scaring anybody who lives in a forest.
Seems like a lot of us need to work on things like that.
Yeah, we got a lot of self-growth, all of us. We have.
That's why
we
we're
gotta-
level
we
3.
gotta work on
That's tier
ourselves.
1.
It's almost as if it's intentional for story.
Everybody's got a tragic backstory. Some of us have dead people.
I don't.
Just
Yeah.
want someone to play a character who's just like, yeah, my parents are great.
Just a well-adjusted traveler.
Isn't that wrong?
Ours are.
No, that's definitely not
Oh, all right.
I mean, technically not.
So you guys are back at the town. They're kind of changing guards, so people are climbing down from the guard towers. Tilla kind of wanders over to Ben, and they go into town hall briefly. And that's,
Cool.
Yeah, what do you guys
Are we allowed to follow them?
Context clues say you shouldn't.
You walk into town behind them, and she like marches into town hall, and like the door is closed when you get to it.
Oh.
So you are welcome to barge in, but
Seems a bit rude.
Knock, knock, knock.
Not as rude as closing a door in someone's face, but rude.
Close it in your face. It was
Just
close when you
saying.
got there.
We were walking next to her. And she walked into an office.
Womp.
And I walked like 2 feet behind her.
Oh, I figured it out. What we did. They found out about Nadir and the cheese.
Yeah, that's what happened.
God,
They got real
Damn
mad about
it.
my cheese.
got real mad about the cheese.
Yeah, they got real mad. They let me keep it, but yeah, they got real mad
God,
about
God
the cheese.
be damned.
Damn it.
What are you guys doing?
Well, what time is it?
Evening. It's getting toward nighttime.
Yeah, because it took us like 4 hours to get there and 4 hours back.
Considering I've been hiking all day,
I'm probably
gonna
gonna
rest
eat
my
and go to
feet.
bed.
So they have built you into the rotation for guard duty
Cool.
for the evening. Cool. Considering you volunteered to do so. There's 3 watches, and they have labeled like visitors as both of the as the watches.
Second.
Okay.
I'll take one of them. That's fine.
I'll watch with Galileo.
With Mr. Humpkins.
With Mr.
So you guys are on
Humpkins.
second watch.
I will watch with somebody who has dark vision.
Everyone else.
Everyone else.
Brian said I couldn't have it.
I didn't say anything.
The book
The
probably
book said
said
you
you couldn't
couldn't
have
have
it.
Book said I couldn't have it, and Brian wouldn't let me exchange a thing.
You can
For it.
take watch with me, but it's gonna be a quiet watch.
Yeah, it is. You know what? I will take watch with you
First or
because I
third?
love confrontation.
Third watch. I like third
You
watch.
can take the feet.
So you're on
level.
first.
I guess.
So first watch, they have you positioned in the guard tower.
Okay.
Across from you is Tilla is the other person on first watch with you. She's in the other guard tower.
Hi, Tilla.
Hi, Skylark.
At least it's not the pixie.
It's not the pixie.
The pixie wouldn't have done it.
No. So you managed to go through the first watch uneventfully. Not much happens. halfway through the night, or halfway through your watch, one of the cows like stumbles over a barn piece of wood, and you hear
I
crack,
stumbled
crack,
over a whole barn.
But that's it.
Well done. Well done.
Second watch. Are you gonna do anything during your first watch? Like, you're welcome to. I mean, whatever you want to
Read,
do.
play rat tail.
Teach your rat tails.
You
From
could
across
teach-
the guard
Yell,
tower?
Well, you
yell
could-
the rules
You
across.
just be presumptuous and walk over to
You
the
want to
guard
play
tower
rat
too.
tails? I got rat tails. You just gotta roll a dice. The pixie is just like, shut up, go away. I still hate you.
I'm still terrified of everything you represent as a person.
I just
I'll
imagine.
just probably stand there by myself and sigh dramatically.
Okay. That sounds
Every
good.
few seconds.
It's 4 hours of Tilla becoming more and more annoying as she jumps every time you sigh. Because some nonsense happened today that she doesn't understand. Fine. Second watch. What are you guys doing? First of all, you're sharing a guard tower or are you splitting guard towers?
What would you like to do?
We're on these guard towers? Yeah.
Yes, those are the guard towers.
These are the towers for guarding.
These aren't the best positioned guard towers. I
Well, they're
say
probably high up. Yeah.
we'll share that one. Who cares?
I mean,
This
they're like
one?
20 feet up.
Yeah.
Cool.
But they're positioned in a place that I'm not.
Well,
I
they're
don't
not.
care about it.
They weren't particularly concerned with the water when they built the town.
But now you are, so it would make sense.
But they should have built one to be concerned about the water
I'm sure
after
that
they
you
made
can go
allies
over-
with that side of this island.
Look, I'm sure you can go over urban planning with them
I'm gonna
tomorrow.
have to. This guy sucks. All right, we'll share one. Why not?
Cool. We'll be in this one.
Okay.
Perception rolls at all? As
Sure.
you scan the horizon.
Yeah, make perception rolls.
I guess he's scanning more than I am, but I guess I'll look too.
I'm very concerned. Would my level of paranoia and concern give me advantage?
Which direction are you scanning?
I'm gonna scan that way.
Sure. Have you borrowed a spyglass?
Sure did.
No, I
No,
didn't
sure
bother to
didn't.
ask for it ahead of time.
Lotus, are you scanning the water side or the forest side?
He seems a lot concerned about the water. I'll scan the forest
Okay.
with a 17.
18.
18. So on the water, you don't see much of anything, really. I mean, there's a couple of people that go out and do like late night fishing, like in little like rowboat type things. They go out and like catch fish, come back a couple hours later. You didn't see them take tackle, so it's clearly some kind of net system. But other than like people who live here and should be leaving and coming, they don't. There doesn't seem to be anyone else. What did you get?
17.
Sure. So at some point, there's a moment when you think you see some movement along the tree line, but it's just like one time, and you're not sure what it was, and it doesn't seem to like repeat.
Okay. While we're up here, as I'm very casually leaning and looking out into the forest, I say, "Hey, Galileo," since that's your name this week.
Yes, Lotus.
Something's bugging me.
What's that?
Why'd Drokar choose you for this?
I volunteered.
Did you?
Yeah. In exchange for him making me some gear, I offered to do a job for him since we didn't have a whole lot of money and what I was requiring of him was expensive.
Okay.
And the only other tanner I came across was a dick.
Oh, you mean Bother?
Yes, you know him?
I do.
Oh, I got him sent to jail.
Yeah, I met him the
So-
morning after he got out. That was great for me as a person. So he offered you this job, but like, we're on an island full of people like me,
Mm-hmm.
and As far as I know, you're not a people like me.
Not like you, no.
There are no people like me.
You're one of a kind, Lotus.
That's very true. But
I
like,
mean, there's like 20.
well, no, are any of them
There's like a
purple?
bunch.
It's all of the tieflings here are infernal tieflings.
They're not as nice as
So
you.
some of them are purple, but none of them are as pleasant as you.
That's true. I
None
am
of
the
them are as
most.
pleasantly plum.
I am the most pleasantly plum of purple tieflings. But like, it's really clear that people aren't supposed to know about this place. Why? I'm just confused. Because you're not. And I gesture out into the town. And I remember back on the island, you did some stuff. And you got all smoky about the. You got a little hot under the
Smoky about it.
collar.
I'm
And-
quick to temper. It's something you'll probably have to get used to, Lotus.
People don't physically smoke, though.
My parents were druids. Maybe that's it. I think what you're trying to get at here is that you're wondering why I'm here
Yeah.
in an island full of people. I think the fact that I'm here means that I gained Drakkar's trust.
That's fair.
And I think that the island full of people who look kind of like you have more to do with the fact that Drakkar kind of looks like you.
Well, yeah.
And these people trust Drakkar for that reason. And I don't have a problem with people who look like you.
As evidenced by the fact that you hang out with me.
To use Drakkar's own words, he thought it might be easier for me to transport the goods than for him to do it himself, given how much trouble he gets in the Cold Forge. He can only do his job at night, which makes it harder to get business, so he figured someone who looks like me might have an easier time bringing the goods here and back.
Okay. All right. Can I roll an insight check?
Sure.
Yay.
You can roll a deception if you want.
What a pleasant way to lie
Right,
to
what a
your
pleasant,
friends.
right? I rolled a 15.
He seems pretty straightforward.
Okay.
He
I'm
makes
watching
good
you.
points.
He does make good. No, he does make good points. All right.
At the end of your 4-hour watch session, everything has gone relatively uneventfully.
I don't know. I think that was fairly eventful.
I mean, externally uneventful. Internally, it was very dramatic.
I don't know, Brian. I think we all learned something.
We all learned a
I
valuable
think we
lesson.
very much didn't.
No,
based off
we
those
learned
two rolls.
nothing.
It's true.
Nothing was learned. So third watch comes around. You guys are splitting a tower, separate towers. What?
I'm going to pick a tower, and she can go wherever she wants. I'll be here.
Okay.
So as we're switching, I pat you on the shoulder and I give you an inspiration.
Oh, yay.
For a minute.
Yay.
He'll need it for
Give
something.
him inspiration.
Yep, I just like, go get him.
He's extra vigilant for that first minute as he walks to the door.
Having remembered the last 2 times Iona was on watch and how horribly that went, I say, you might not be the smartest, you might not be the best, but we still travel with you because you only get yourself killed. So
Can I see your-
good luck,
can I
and
see
I
your face
inspire
over
her,
here?
hopefully.
For a minute.
It's a meek inspiration,
for a
but you are
while.
inspired now.
Which
Well,
after
we'll get
climbing
you-
up,
yeah.
you have like 30 seconds
Right.
of it left.
It gets you up the ladder.
As I'm going up the ladder, I say,
Don't die.
I am incredibly smart.
It lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you sharing a tower? Or are you gonna?
Yes, because I can't see.
It's true.
oh, yeah, that's right.
How are you planning
And I have
on
a spyglass.
effectively
Doing anything.
giving watch without being able to see?
Curve your dorsals.
She's going to give listen.
It's racist. I'm
Make bigger
gonna.
ears.
How far away can I send dancing lights? 120 feet? I don't know. I guess I'll dance some lights around.
Okay. There's
Make it a little easier to
3
see.
lights 120 feet out.
There are 4 lights.
There's 4
Yeah.
lights 120 feet out. My apologies.
No, that was a Star Trek reference.
And I'll just keep
Was it?
casting them and just lighting up different areas and making sure everything's cool.
Shotgunning 4 orbs. Just like a rolling flare.
I guess it is worth noting that virtually everyone here, other than possibly Tilla, has dark vision. So the notion of like torchlight and things is not necessary.
It's still applicable because beyond a 60-foot range.
No, I know, but that's why there aren't a lot of like torches around to like.
Right.
They don't need them.
Light
so.
things at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're giving watch with the deer on a tower.
I'm gonna get off the tower and go to the other one. And I'm gonna tell you should probably stay in this one.
I allow you to go back into your tower. But I use my mage hand.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wait, how far apart are they? More than 30 feet.
Yeah, more than 30
Yeah.
feet.
Looks like more than 60 even.
Mage hand can throw things.
I leave my spyglass for you.
Technical issues.
I leave you my spyglass, but I'm going to that one and I'm gonna keep an eye on the forest.
Is this for tactical reasons or because you don't want to have an uncomfortable conversation?
This is for tactical reasons. There are 2 places. This is better suited for seeing the water. That's better suited for seeing the forest.
Fair enough.
After our altercation today, I'm a little worried that something's coming from the forest.
All right.
I don't have uncomfortable conversations. All my conversations are super comfy.
So as you say, I don't have uncomfortable conversations. All my conversations are super.
Yeah, something
A
gets me.
crossbow bolt goes into your shoulder.
Oh.
Super
Don't end it.
tree loving
I had a feeling.
people.
I'm sorry. It's a short bow.
Okay.
So it's a real arrow.
It's an actual real arrow, and you'll take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
But you're
I'm on that tower, and that's me.
I scream.
everybody else roll listen checks.
Oh, in my sleep.
Do I see where it came from?
Is that
Well,
perception?
it came from that way.
It is.
Yeah, perception. Sorry.
Oh,
For all you newbies who started with 5th edition.
I started with 4th technically. I know.
Ew.
I know.
4 on
4th edition is not that bad a system for what
Actually,
it
no,
was.
that is a lie. I
Was
did
it
start
the
with
coast?
3.5. I just never played a game.
We
What?
are big fans
I was
of
in high
whatever
school and
game
nobody
whoever
wanted
wants
to
to play
I
wants
need
to
a lot of
play.
characters.
What? What
He
just
was-
happened?
He was vamping.
Oh,
He was talking about how 4th edition wasn't that bad.
is bad.
It's
bad.
not.
can I passively proceed?
kidding.
Because I roll real bad.
It wasn't
No.
what I prefer.
Right. Well,
Exactly. I rolled a
you've
10.
never played 4th then.
I've
10.
read
Yes.
it.
You're sleeping. What'd you get?
4.
You're sleeping.
16.
You're awake. You hear the sound of a blood-curdling lotus or Iona scream.
Whatever that sounds like. Above water.
It sounds
I was
like a
gonna
cruise.
say.
It sounds like a cruise.
Sounds a little
Sounds like a
Screechy.
pterodactyl
raptory.
creep right
Yeah.
now.
I'm
I would
awakened
do
by
it-
the sounds of my nightmares.
I would do it, but the sound guys would not be
So-
excited.
Okay.
We're all in there.
Wake me up before you go.
Wake
go.
me up. Wake me up inside.
The inn.
Wake me up inside.
Oh,
Is there a window wherever we are?
No,
Oh, just the door?
just
Okay.
the door.
Okay.
Say. And then you from your tower.
So
Save
she
me.
screams, I'm going to race for the door.
Okay.
you're not gonna wake anybody
And
up?
I'm going to say, get up. problems.
Roll
Scream.
perceptions with advantage.
Isn't
Are
that
you
nice
calling
to
me
call
a
your
problem?
friends problems?
We got
Start
problems.
slapping people, dude.
17.
30.
Are you double moving, I assume?
Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
You're both awake.
And I'm like, dash.
Just sleepily, like, I'm coming.
We're running.
Her eyes are shut. She's
Yeah.
bumping into
I'm
stuff.
coming so fast.
So you guys should keep in mind that you're not currently wearing armor because you were sleeping. So whatever your AC is,
10
rude.
plus
your
your,
armor.
it's 10 plus your dex.
You may want to go back and get armored.
No, it takes too long.
It takes a long time. So
Takes like a few minutes to put it on.
yeah.
3.
Yes.
Can
and
you roll a perception check?
Lotus, where is my
having
super
recently
suit?
purchased leather armor,
Nat 20.
Why
Don't
am I
sleep.
responsible for
Yeah.
it?
So you see.
Is it giants? I bet it's giants.
It's not
It's just
giants.
2 on my armor
You
class,
see.
whatever.
What? 3?
There are giants in the woods.
Okay.
I feel like it always happens when I take watch.
You see 9.
Bad stuff always happens when I take watch.
You see 9 little creatures off in the distance.
Oh.
They have clearly taken taken the opportunity to approach the towers while you were busy changing towers and arguing with Iona. 2, 6.
Oh, I used a bardic inspiration.
oh boy.
9.
That's
The 9 little dudes. That's what he said. Can I see what they are? Do I know what they are?
They're like 100 feet away in the dark. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. So they're goblins. You're familiar with goblins.
Gerblins.
Gerblins. Hermagurds.
Goblins have
They're
been
the
around
Gerblins.
these parts for a very long time. And they're goblin-y. Can you put them
Out there.
out there, like 100 feet?
Wow.
And
Okay.
out there.
Way
there
out
are
here.
the
That's more than
goblins.
100,
I
probably.
know.
Yeah.
That's 100.
Oh,
Okay.
nice throw. Me.
Way to go, me.
No one, too.
Bah.
That's fine, right there. And then I need everybody to roll for initiative, because why not?
Man.
Because that's how you play this game.
One day out there.
Good, bad?
Just a laugh.
Treacherous, that's what it is. Treacherous.
Great.
Give me one
Cool.
day out.
Do you want to roll theirs?
I already did.
Oh.
25 and above. 20 to 24. 15 to 19.
16?
15.
18.
Iona, Nadir, and
Galileo.
Galileo. That's right. That's what it's going by today. 10 to 14.
11.
And bringing up the rear with 8.
Oh. Yes. Yes.
Are you rolling now? Oh. Skylark.
Today's gonna be a good day. Oops. It's a good thing it's dark outside.
I mean, it's last watch. The sun's got to be coming up soon.
It's you can see
Dusk.
like the sky brightening as the fire moon is approaching. Well, night and day aren't dependent on the fire moon in this fantasy setting, but it's starting to lighten up. Iona, you are first.
I am.
You cannot see them.
Nope.
Well, she put out lights. You said it was 120
I
feet?
do have lights
Oh,
are
yeah.
still active. Yeah.
Well, you can probably see them then.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put them
Those
out
won't do anything.
here.
I mean, if your lights can go 120 feet, you can literally put them by where those guys are.
Right, but I'm like,
Oh, you're thinking
they're
gonna
going to move
Sure.
forward, you know.
You can spread them out a little bit.
Um,
Sprinkle those lights. A healthy dash of light.
what's the range for hearing?
If it's audible, you can hear it.
Like, can they hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. Enthrall.
Oh.
Yeah.
How's it work?
I weave a distracting string of words, causing creatures of my choice that I can see within range and that can hear me to make a wisdom saving
60-foot
throw.
range.
Oh, it's got a 60-foot range, so I'll wait. Thanks, Joe. Just kidding. I will hold that as an action.
Okay. The deer.
I'm gonna shoot my crossbow at whomever I can see.
There's one like directly in front of you
Yeah, I'll go for that guy.
that just shot you with an arrow.
Yeah, I'll go for that guy.
Definitely that guy.
Definitely that guy.
Definitely.
That's
Definitely.
not gonna hit.
Definitely.
Galileo.
Can I, as a, so these are guard towers. Is there anything I can like take cover behind? Is there like a rail?
Duck.
Yeah.
Like I can kind of duck
could give
behind
you,
it and be like, pew.
+2 cover. It's not like a solid wall rail,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I suppose it could give you like a +2 to your AC for cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna take cover.
Okay. Galileo.
I am going to. How far is it to here? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Shoot.
You could go this way.
That's true.
You could get 90 feet of movement too.
I could, but I don't know if I want to burn that yet.
Yeah, you can
How far is
easily
that?
probably make
Let's
it to
see.
here.
10, 20, 30, 40.
Oh, come on, you're making pen marks.
50.
Yeah, so get me up to that building and move me, my last 10 feet, move me that way to the next corner. There you go. And I'm going to try to make my way
You don't
around them.
Just so you know, you don't have line of sight.
No, I know. That's good.
Just making sure.
Lotus.
I guess. Would 60 feet get me to the corner he was just at?
This one?
Yeah.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Right there.
That's fine. Move me there. And I'll check an inspiration at you.
Skylark.
Okay. I will start by going 30 feet towards my friends.
Nadir, move your sheet down for a sec. Good.
And then I will use my bonus action for the Mantle of Inspiration.
Okay.
Myself and my two buddies there will get 5 temporary hit points,
That's what's up.
Yeah, buddy.
and you can immediately use your reaction to move your speed.
I do that.
I do that too.
I also do that.
5, 10, 15, 20.
And I say charge.
To here? Skylark?
So it's another 30 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just moving straight up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to move up to the Pixie's door. Right before you touch the Pixie's door is 30 feet.
And, then,
Right before the door.
and then I'll move 30 more feet up this way.
To there?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. The goblins are all going to move 30 feet forward, if you could move them all 30 feet forward. So they are 70 feet away.
Oh, and I have a standard action left, so I'll dash.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to dash?
Yeah.
Pew!
There's no like wall, right? It's just watchtowers.
No, it's just watchtowers. And Lotus,
How dare they?
not Lotus, I'm sorry, Iona, does a 20 is going to hit, right?
Yeah.
And then the crit's going to crit.
Oh.
Does she have cover in the watchtower?
Yeah.
+2.
+2. That's only 17.
Yeah. So you got 1 hit and 1 crit.
Womp womp.
The hit gets you for 3 points of damage.
Okay.
Should we have woken up like Ben, the other people? that
The
might-
crit
I
gets you for 10.
screamed.
Yeah, war cries. We'll wake him up.
He did kind of say that he was the whole army for the town.
He said he was the leader of the army for the town.
Yeah.
And then, gosh, 5 short bows are going at Nadir.
Ooh.
No and yes. No and no. Yes. So you're going to take 6 points from the first arrow and then 4 from the second.
That's not so bad. Could be worse.
And then the other one that's different is going to use his action to get between the 2 goblins on his, like, that way, like between the 2. Yeah. Cool. Iona.
Do goblins get pack tactics?
You don't know. Iona.
So they're 70 feet away.
Yes. So whatever the spell was, you've lost.
Oh yeah.
That you were holding.
Oh.
So make sure you mark that off.
Oh, that counts as a spell slot?
Yeah, if you hold the
If
action.
you hold
word.
the action through it.
Cool. Do they only move 30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
They have a speed of 30. They're goblins.
Yeah, that's frustrating. 5 more feet, and I would have been able to hit him.
To get more cover
Hunker down.
and wait till they get closer.
That's true.
Because here would be 60 feet.
Alright.
So like,
Their next move is going to put them right in the thing.
What are you doing, Iona?
Anybody gonna Xanathars on
I'm going to
Pass that to LaTia, please.
Thank you.
I'm gonna cast Fog Cloud around me.
Okay.
Yep. And also hunker down until they get just a
Got me to
little
do
bit
that?
closer.
P cloud.
But I am also going to
Mark 20 feet down.
either like, what's the watchtower made out of?
Wood.
Basically make as much noise as humanly possible.
Wood.
It's made of wood.
Yeah.
So I'll
banging
just
on it.
like
Is
Just
keep
start yelling.
screeching. Yeah.
this fog cloud is 20 feet in the air, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's like touching the ground directly underneath her.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay.
it's a big old foggy ball.
If only you had stayed in the watchtower with me.
Not worried about
Nadir.
it. Let's see here.
Yes.
I just thought of something I could have done.
Oh, okay. Nadir.
You got another turn coming up
I
soon.
do. Well, I don't know if it'd help.
It's probably best. I'm just gonna heal myself and keep hunkering down right now.
Okay.
Give
So-
you guys cover.
You're going to heal yourself
I do
with
know
Cure
what it
Wounds?
is, actually.
Okay.
They're currently 70
Galileo.
feet from the watchtower.
I just want to see how far that guy is
This one?
from this building over here. In fact, I'm going to get my vantage point first. So,
Okay.
bonus action, I'm going to use an inspiration,
Where are you going?
and I'm going to tumble on top of the building.
Here.
And I'm going to move to the far corner.
You're just a tumbling fool.
Yup. How far am I from this guy here?
Yeah, you can do that.
The furthest one, so I don't have to
Oh,
go through
this
the
guy?
cloud, yeah. Is it less than 120?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to cast Crown of Madness on him.
Ooh.
What's the save?
Wisdom, and it's going to be a DC. Where'd my spells go?
It's 14 probably.
14.
Fails.
Yeah, 14.
He got a 0.
Okay, cool. So he's charmed for basically a minute. And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to climb back down to this near corner of the building.
This one.
Yep.
Okay. Lotus.
I will move up 30 feet, so if I turn 15, yeah. Except,
Alright, over here.
I was there. I turn 15, stop at 15,
15.
and then diagonally 15.
Mm.
No, other
That's
way.
fine.
Cool. I still am out of range to do most things.
Okay. Skylark.
I'm going to run forward.
To the tower or what?
Not going to climb the ladder, but I'm going to use the tower as cover.
Well,
There's a
you're
giant
in a
cloud.
fog cloud. Well, yeah, you can get to there
Okay.
and essentially be obscured.
And then, so I can't see anything now because I'm in the fog.
Correct.
I wasn't sure if it was up 20 feet on her level. Oh, it doesn't matter because it goes down.
It's a 20-foot tower, and it's a 20-foot radius that she centered on her.
Gotcha.
And so, like, you're in, like, the bowl of it, essentially.
So I forgot to mention that that one that's cursed needs to make an attack against the nearest one before it moves on its turn. Just FYI.
That's not what Charm does.
But that's not what Crown
That's
of Madness.
Crown
That's not what
of
Charm does, but this
Madness.
is Crown of Madness.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. You said he
So-
was charmed.
Well, he
Right.
said- he said
Well, he's
basically-
charmed because of the spell, but here. Basically, he's got to make an attack on a creature that I choose mentally before he moves, and then at the end of his turn, he can make another save if he wants.
Okay. Cool.
I'll just stay in place and dodge.
Okay, great. That will be the goblin's turn. The first goblin will do that. So if you want to move him to the other one.
Did he move first?
Well, no, he doesn't move. He just would shoot, wouldn't he?
Yeah. He's got to make the attack before he moves.
Oh, before he moves?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. And he hits for 4 damage.
And then he moves?
And then he can move as normal.
Like,
Under your own
under your
compulsion?
control?
No,
or his?
he moves. The only thing I control on him is his attack actions. He makes his own movements wherever he wants. He's under control. It says he's under control of his own movements, aside from when I mentally tell him to kill somebody.
Okay. And is it?
The target can act normally on its turn if you choose no creature or if none are within its reach.
So it can't attack,
And it
but it
must
can move.
use the attack action before making a move on each of its turn to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself.
Oh.
But
Must
yeah,
be
you
the
can
what
still
kind?
move.
So if you're directing it, I'm going to say that you're directing it to attack the other goblin, yes?
Yeah.
So it's going to move to the other goblin.
Okay.
At which point, that goblin and the other 2 next to it are going to attack him.
All in a line like that?
They're going to move to attack him, but I can't reach that far.
So this one and this one?
They're going to make like an L. They're not going to like
Okay.
surround him. One of them will hit with a, what is it? Scimitar,
Schemiter?
a scimitar for 7. 1 misses. The boss will hit with 1 scimitar for 4. And he's dead. Can you remove the maddened one?
Awesome.
Jinx.
The other ones are gonna keep firing at Nadir because he's the only one they can see.
Uh-oh.
Well, but I'm concealed, sort of.
You took the dodge action, right? You took the dodge action, right?
Nice. Double nice. Triple nice.
Mm, what's your AC?
17.
So a swarm of arrows fly in your direction, and then they're all going to move 30 feet forward.
All of even like these two? These guys moved already,
Yeah,
technically.
they're going to move 20 feet forward.
Now you can do stuff.
Yeah.
She's still blind.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Iona, it is your turn.
Okay.
Ready? Okay.
Ready? Does this one look any different from the other ones, aside from
He's wearing a hat.
wearing a hat? Is it a fancy hat?
Not particularly.
Not particularly fancy, like a bowler or a fedora.
It's a trilby.
He
Trilby.
found
A
a hat
trilby.
at some point.
Of
and
course,
he's wearing
it's a
it.
trilby. If it's not, it's now a trilby.
Okay.
Like,
Trilby the Goblin.
that's ugly.
Can you see him technically? You're fogged.
You can't see him.
I can't see him right now. But I will.
Fire wildly into the night.
This has never gone poorly before.
I will use this cover to get down out of the tower.
Okay.
And when I get down, I'm like, hi.
Yeah, so wait, what side is the ladder on?
That's where she
That
is right
side.
now.
Okay.
So that would be your full movement to get down.
Okay.
Unless.
My hit points.
Unless you jump down.
Well, I don't want to. I have a feather
only
fall,
20
but
feet.
I don't want to use a first level spell on this. I tell Skylark when I get to the bottom, I say, in the next 6 seconds of our existence, I'm going to pull this fog cloud down on my next turn.
Okay. Are you going to take an action?
No.
Okay. Nadir.
Okay. I have inspiration. Just add the d6 to the roll.
Yep.
I'm gonna shoot at one of those jamokes.
Okay.
Actually, I lied. I'm not going to take it down. I'm just going to leave it.
16 to hit.
Yes. 16 hits.
Whee!
Heavies.
8 damage.
8. He dies.
And then I'm gonna duck back down.
Okay.
Which one?
The end one.
The end one, yeah.
Galileo.
Galileo Humpkins. That's his name.
Oh, is this one dead?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna move around to the far corner here.
Here.
Yeah. And I'm gonna stealth. I'm just gonna hide on my action.
I mean, ostensibly,
Bully.
nobody's seen you get here anyway. They've been infighting or too
I
far
broke
away.
line of sight with the fog cloud, though.
Oh, that's
Hence my disappearance. 24.
Okay. Lotus.
Me. I will do something.
You're close enough to move yourself now.
15. I am. Isn't that great?
I don't have to interpret vague directions anymore.
Okay, so
Except yours,
15, 20.
and his, and hers.
What are the diagonal rules?
Just 5s.
Great.
The world is a non-Euclidean diagonal.
I will viciously mock this one.
The hat guy.
The hat guy, he needs to make a...
You're gonna tell him his hat looks stupid.
I am. He needs to
Stupid
make a
hat.
wisdom saving throw DC 15.
He does.
He makes it? Aw. Well, I do tell him that his hat looks stupid, but it's ineffective. That's also one of my racial spells.
Oh. You guys notice as
Do they?
Well, you would.
Staring at her.
Right.
as she
Viciously mocks.
shouts at the different the hat-wearing goblin, and you look at the goblin and nothing happens, and you look back at her and it appears as if her horns have grown quite a bit.
Yeah, she did.
Kid show. What?
You're
Skylar.
wearing a microphone.
Yeah, I know, but it's, dude,
Skylar.
last time I whispered, they had to
All right.
drew a face on the back of
What's x over x times p? Skylar, what are you doing?
I draw one of my swords, and I look at Iona, and I say, "Charge!" and use the Mantle of Inspiration again. You have
Whoa!
temporary HP now.
Yes.
5 points.
That-
And
Is that one? Did you expend Bardic Inspiration for that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
and now,
Looks like a guy with
using my reaction, I can dash 30 feet closer to the goblins.
It's your turn. You can't take a reaction on your turn.
Sure, you can.
You can only take a reaction after someone else's turn, because you're reacting to a thing that happens to you.
Reacting to using my own power on myself.
Oh no, he's using his movement. His class
mantle.
feature says that he can use it to make a movement up to his movement speed.
As a reaction.
No. So he uses his reaction. So like if
He
another
just expends the. He just
right,
doesn't
so he
get a
can't take
reaction.
reactions this round.
That's fine. 15, 20, 20,
And then normal movement will get me the rest of the
I
way
would
there.
move it, but the noises
You
you
can
make
move
are
too
so
if you want
funny.
to.
Yeah.
I'll attack with my sword.
Which one are you attacking?
The one in front of us.
This one.
Okay.
Not silly hat.
Not silly hat.
Silly hat is mine.
I will mock his hat. I will mock it good.
That's a 10.
That'll miss. That will make it their turn.
Oh,
they. Yeah. So the third one behind the one that you just attacked
You could have moved.
is going to make an L around him in front
So
of
he's gonna
the other
come
one.
Yeah.
this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that I could also make a movement.
Okay.
We gotta get a craps
There we go.
shuffle thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. So 2 of the goblins will strike you. These are goblins. They're much like they're like hairier goblins than you've ever seen. Like you've seen goblins in Vol. These are like sturdier goblins.
It's the hairiest goblin I've ever seen.
So the 2 goblins will attack you and hit on a 17 and a 14.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Why do we have to cuddle? This is weird.
I feel like we don't like each other that much.
So they hit you for
We're
7
not
and
cuddling
8,
at all.
respectively.
Should we cuddle?
If you want.
You're also not as big as we are.
You have less thighs.
And then the guy wearing a
Rat
hat,
pie over here.
Hat guy.
hat guy,
Hat guy. Yeah.
is going to hit you with his scimitar twice. Then they will hit with both. And he will hit you for 8 and 5.
They're cutting me up, guys.
The
They
other
cut me
ones
deep.
will
Continue to fire. at me.
continue to fire, yeah. The first 2 miss. Second 2 miss as well.
Whee!
Iona.
I see that Skylark's getting cut up.
Just come up here and help me.
Shoot.
Sometimes the best solution is to stab a thing.
Yes,
I
just stab
know.
them, please.
I was trying to more effectively stab things, but I'll just run up and stab. I'm gonna stab Hat Guy. Stupid hat.
Okay.
And wait, I use my inspiration die now, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Noise.
Nice. That's 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Awesome. Got 5 points of damage from
So
a trident.
you take your trident and you stab at Hat Guy, and he quickly grabs his goblin buddy, and they switch places. And you end up stabbing his goblin buddy.
That
instead.
is not
which
his
goblin
buddy.
That one.
This one?
So goblin buddy will take the damage instead. How much?
5 points.
Oh, he's dead.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was so
I
dope.
want that.
not
do
even
that.
mad.
Was that a legendary action?
No, it's just a reaction he has.
Wow.
wanna be
What's it
Redirect-
called?
It's called redirect attack.
That was
Wow.
disgusting. I
It's
love
called Dick Move.
it.
It's called We're Goblins, and
Oh
we
my
don't care about
God.
each other all that much.
Truth.
Nadir.
I'm gonna cast sleep on those 4 jamokes.
All good.
Nice.
Okay, roll the dice.
One more.
18.
18?
18 total.
Sure, so 2 of them fall asleep, the 2 closest, so I guess those 2.
Sleepy.
Oh, this was already sad.
Draw Z's on them.
You just
You could just put a dice
Put a
on
dice
it.
on
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
stop messing
That's
with my
not as
tiles.
fun.
The flip side should be
I
only
worked
for
for
when they're
11
dead.
minutes on those tiles.
You-
Yeah, I get to mess with them. They're my
You
tiles.
already forgot which ones are alive and which ones are dead.
Okay, the far one's dead. 2 of them are asleep.
Okay.
Pick 2.
They are sleepy time tea.
Oh.
Good Christ.
But these ones are just dead?
No.
No.
They're still
fine.
alive.
See?
Galileo.
You see?
See what happens.
Galileo.
And I'm taking cover. Again. Stepping back.
Lotus.
Actually,
All right.
what's the range on inspiration?
I don't know.
Is there a range, or can I just be like, yo, you're
Open
inspired?
clear.
No, there is a range on
Gosh
it.
darn it.
Yo.
30 or 60.
I'll tell you what it is right now.
Hey, yo.
Cool. I will viciously mock him again.
60 feet.
60
He
feet.
crits his save.
Oh, what the
He looks at you and he says, "My hat is fine."
He has so much.
But he can't understand
He
it 'cause
literally
he
just-
doesn't speak a language you
He
speak.
just yelled, fuck you, look at my cool hat.
That's okay. I just get angry and my horns get longer.
It's true. Even they're like
Are you going to hit
They're
like...
like this
they're like
now.
the size of like your shoulders at this point.
I
They're
approve.
big. Yeah.
Are you building up like a rage meter we don't know about?
Sure.
Skylark.
I'm going to draw a second sword and attack with both swords.
Who?
First, I will swing at the goblin,
Okay.
and that's a 21. He takes 8 points of damage,
He's dead.
and then the second swing will be at the goblin wearing a hat. But will miss.
Okay.
Has
so
no one in the town woken up?
there you can hear the sounds behind you of like people commotioning.
It's only been like
Commotion.
half
It's
a
been
minute.
like less than a minute.
Oh, that's fair.
So these 2 goblins start fleeing
Oh no.
that way.
30 feet.
They're gonna take dash action, so they're gonna move 60 feet diagonal away from y'all.
Oh Jesus. Have I gone too far?
Probably.
5, 10. No, that's not how we're counting.
I'm sorry. They're gonna move 90 feet.
Jesus.
They're quick.
They're gone.
They can bonus dash.
50, 55, 60, 65, 70,
They're in
75.
Skylark's dice.
80, 85, 90.
They're in the trees.
Oh, okay.
The hat wearing goblin is gonna look at you angrily. And 11 and 16.
1 hit.
You take 3 points of damage.
His angry face was for nothing.
Knock me over. I'm bleeding out.
Oh, really?
Oh
Yeah.
my.
No!
Donk.
Iona.
I stab him right in his face. Actually, shit. Yeah. I'm gonna cast Charm
evil.
Person.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
It's a wisdom save.
Yes.
What's your DC?
14.
Yep, you made it.
Well,
That never works for you.
If you're fighting, he gets
It worked
advantage as well.
Yeah, so he
So
definitely.
it's not a great choice during
Oh.
the fight.
Then I will use one of my Bardic Inspirations, which I think I can do as a bonus action, to Cutting Words him.
That's not how cutting words.
That's not how that works? Cool.
Yeah, use it as a reaction.
Cutting words is on the
It
enemy's
reduces a die roll of an enemy.
Oh, shoot.
Yep.
turn. Like you
Thanks,
could
Skylark.
have
Stop.
made his attack
Him
do
from
Like
yelling
you
at
could
him.
have. Well, instead, I will use a bonus action to cast Healing Word on you.
Well, you already cast though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
You're
cast
gonna
turn
cast a
first
spell.
and failed.
Well, dang.
You done botched this turn.
Nadir.
All right,
Good
so
drop
I'm
from the
guessing
book.
I can't see those two schmucks anymore. Although,
I get
No,
it.
they're way out of sight.
yeah, so I'm going to. Can't heal you from here. Does Cure Wounds have a range? And I just have
Touch.
to write
It's
it
a
down?
touch
That's a
That's what I
touch
thought.
spell.
Oh yeah, right there, touch range. I did remember.
That's what that means.
Yeah.
You can touch yourself.
I already did that.
Can't do it again for a
That's
while.
why you wanted to go into the other
heal
tower.
You need some time before you can do it
anybody
again.
else. When I get some damage, I touch
Time to take
myself.
damage.
Oh man.
What are you doing, Nadir?
Went through that whole-
It's 20 feet up. If I jump down, how much damage am I going to take?
Well, you make a dexterity saving throw and then take half of 1d6, assuming you succeed. on the
Succeed.
save.
And then would I still be able to move?
Yeah, you'd probably like use half your movement to get down, and then
Oh, okay. Well then, fuck it. I'm just going to crossbow.
Falling is a free action, actually.
but getting up and stumbling
Sure.
slows you down.
If he collapses on the ground, that's fair.
Does a 17 hit?
A 17 does it.
Boosh.
Who are you hitting?
He's not
This
gonna
dude.
Oh.
put my unconscious body in front of him.
Oh, that would suck if he could do that.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
hope he can't do that. 8 damage.
8?
Yep.
Okay. So it doesn't specifically say the goblin next to him has to be conscious, but I'm assuming that it's probably implied. So he won't redirect your attack into the dead corpse of his goblin buddy. Galileo.
You know what? I'm sorry. I decided I'm going to jump down anyway.
Okay.
I'm going to jump
Roll
down
a
and
dex
try to move closer anyway. 12.
Yeah, so you take 4 points of damage
Okay.
from hitting the ground hard.
And then I'm going to move as far as I can move towards the kerfuffle.
You hear from behind you, there's a ladder. Like, and then it is Galileo's turn.
Who yelled from behind me?
Ben,
It's
probably.
dark.
Shut up and help.
There's a ladder. You could be helping.
They're like actively bringing in livestock
swords
and like
do.
protecting things.
There's a ladder. Not helpful.
There's two guys.
Okay. Tumbling fool's gonna get me to here.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm
So
so
you
upset right
mark
now.
John Woo all the way up to the goblin leader.
And then I need him to make a dex save.
Okay.
So he takes half. Nice.
What is
11,
this?
13. So he takes 6 fire damage
What?
from burning hands.
Oh, you're just like.
Yep.
Oh.
Hadouken.
Do you like guys that go Hadouken?
He looks at you angrily, and also a bit toasty.
Two fighting game references in less than a minute.
Lotus.
Proud of you guys.
Cool. Great. I will move here.
Okay.
Finally. And I will hit him with my swords.
Someone heal Skylark.
Yeah,
tried.
It's happening.
Bonus action. I get it.
He'll
Exactly.
heal me when
Um,
it's over.
Cool.
If I'm still alive.
That's a 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
Darn, I will attack again.
What are you attacking with?
My skemiters.
Okay.
That one doesn't hit either.
Okay. Skylark, I need a death save, please.
All right.
God.
Oh, shoot! I meant to say bonus action healing word.
Success.
You're up one.
Yay.
That makes it the goblin boss's turn.
As he's surrounded.
And he's gonna look at the thing that just ended up
Lobbed
in his
fire.
face.
Oh, by the way, racial spell.
Oh, cool. He looks, and like as you like blast him with fire, he looks again, and he's like, and you guys see if you are, the two of you see that Michael's eyes are bright orange and emitting light.
It's a level 1 spell too, by the way. I don't know if that makes a difference for like what happens to him. Wasn't a cantrip.
Yeah, that's why your eyes are emitting light
Sure.
as if they were torches.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure it wasn't going to be like worse.
Yeah, so what is your AC without
14.
your armor? Yeah, they both hit.
Join me on the floor.
You're gonna take 8 and 4.
Okay. Bam.
Bam, thank
You
you,
got
bam.
1 left. 2 left.
I've got a lot left. 5 temporary hit points will do that for
Oh,
you.
that's true.
I don't know.
I stab it.
Short and to the point.
I
Yep.
want to make stab it with his head.
I'll make
No.
the stabbing
No.
motions. Look at where
Heal.
I
says
didn't.
bonus.
Here.
Please feel
But I do
Wait.
bonus. What?
Oh,
Yeah, there you
okay.
go.
You're gonna healing word him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have yes?
Yeah, like why wouldn't I?
The minimum number of hit points you can.
Don't you? And the spell casting
yeah.
ability
Right, so 5.
modifier.
It's the minimum you could give him.
So while that's going on, I'm gonna walk up to these two, and I assume because they're both asleep, I can just coup de grace them.
I mean, when you attack it, it will wake up.
Right.
So if
Yeah.
it lives through said coup de grace, it's an automatic crit. But if it lives through the crit, he'll be awake.
All right, well I'm gonna automatic crit the one on the left.
So roll
Believe it's
whatever your damage die
pronounced
is,
Coupe
and
de
then add.
Gracie.
It's
Are
Cooper
we doing?
Gratch.
Are we doing the?
It's the Bill Allen alternative
Cooper's
damage
Grace.
so
die
it's,
system.
what
Yeah.
am I
Cooper's
doing for that?
It's 8 plus.
It's 8 plus your roll plus your modifier.
Okay.
I
so,
take out my sword, Cooper's Grace.
He has,
so-
he has 8 hit points.
Yes, he's dead. The leftmost one is dead now.
Okay.
Nice.
I said leftmost.
His left,
My-
not your left. They're equally
Don't
left.
yell at
for-
me.
That other one gets to live for a moment more.
For one more turn.
Galileo.
Again? Oh no. No.
Galileo Humpkins.
Jesus Christ, this stupid microphone. Okay. No more of this.
No.
I
No
swing
more.
the rapier at him.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. It's gonna be 11 damage.
11.
Yes.
Cool.
He's still alive?
No.
I'm gonna kill that other one now
I
too.
assume you
Wait.
keep the grace of the other one
And
also.
I'm gonna take their stuff.
And
Quivers.
Oh,
whatever.
okay, yeah. They have short, like junk short bows, junk scimitars.
When you say junk, what do you
What are
mean?
the stats on junk?
It's a regular one, but it'll last like a combat or two before it just like breaks. And they have like between the two of them, they have like 90 short bow arrows.
Cool.
Why did you?
because she hasn't let go of the fog cloud, and I jumped back into it.
Oh, I see.
Because he doesn't want us to see.
She has because she tried to charm someone,
Yeah.
Ah.
which is another.
Well, no,
concentration
actually, that's not a concentration spell.
spell.
It
Charm
lasts
Rising, is it?
no fog cloud because it is dispersed by wind or time.
I would
Or-
look again.
Neither is charm person.
Okay, whatever, it's fine. So you have fought off this goblin raid.
We.
What is your intention?
I'm gonna go take a nap, I guess. Get some breakfast.
Search them all.
Yeah, search the bodies.
I say from within the cloud.
There are
Them all.
a total of 6 of these junk short bows and 6 junk scimitars.
I've already got it written down.
What does the boss have on him?
He has a chain shirt and a shield.
A chain shirt?
Mhm.
Will it fit me? I take it.
He also has a scimitar and 5 javelins.
Noise.
Nice.
I would like the javelins.
Noise.
All right.
What else
I
are you guys
can't
doing?
snap it on too loud.
Burn the bodies.
I take the one with the hat and I bring it.
Do
I
you
don't
take
want
the hat? I'll take the hat.
I throw the hat on the ground.
Like
Oh.
spin the hat,
I'll take the hat.
odd job style over it here.
It takes my head off.
Is Ben like? Are people coming over to see what's up?
Yeah, so they've like put the animals away because
Okay.
like they're priority was protecting their livestock and their people.
Sure.
And it seemed like you guys had it handled. So
Sure. I bring the big one over to Ben and like, does he look familiar to you?
no,
Are goblins a problem here?
not typically. I know that they're native to this area, but typically the forest folk take care of them.
I run to the barge.
Okay.
Is there anything there?
Nope.
Okay. I checked like the carriage and everything. I checked the boat. I want to make sure this thing has been unharmed.
It hasn't been
untouched.
harmed. It looks like they're like mostly done unloading the stuff you brought.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like stuff on the dock ready to be loaded on when the time should arise.
Cool.
Imagine that as you run, your eyes make those like light trails.
The
like-
contrast.
Yeah.
It's very anime style. just-
It looks like I assume everything's ready for us to go.
No, they haven't even loaded the other ship yet.
Oh, how many more days is it gonna take?
Probably another day.
Another whole day.
Like Iggy's trying to like finish up some things real quick.
Oh, okay.
So like essentially they could have had it loaded by now, but you're waiting on Iggy to finish like 3 projects he's currently working on.
Okay.
Well, guys, I've lost a bit of blood.
How
about that?
I am
I
looking
think
around for,
Probably
for
someone
Galileo.
should
He's
go
not
back
here.
up in the tower, but it isn't going to be me.
I'll go. Now
I'm
that the
gonna
light
finish
is
sleeping.
up. I'll
I'll
also
back up.
like take care of all of the bodies.
Okay.
How nice of you.
You guys
This
gonna
might be
do-
my fault.
I'll stay for the rest of the watch and help with the bodies.
Thanks.
Sure. So the rest of the watch is largely uneventful.
Well, after that, I'd hope.
Yeah.
Well.
That was the scouting party.
Oh, let's make sure to tell Ben that 2 of them got away.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
2 of them got away. They went that way. I tried.
This is not a full. This is clearly not all the goblins.
Oops, all goblins.
We'll have to, I suppose we'll have to send someone to investigate.
I don't think you should send someone alone.
I feel like he was going to send us.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a.
Are you
fine.
volunteering? That sounds great. Thank you. That was
Yeah,
wonderful.
as long as you think that you'll be safe here.
I mean, we can guard the town should anything else arise.
Yeah.
Do you know of any areas we should check? Any existing goblin?
He kind of walks out to where they were and
If he-
looks down,
If he says here, that's not funny.
and he sees like footprints in the mud, and he goes,
That way?
that way.
That way? It's gonna be helpful. I want you to know that. You handsome, handsome bastard.
God. I was impressed by that.
I can't do it justice. Chris has to do the hair thing.
Can we take a
Shaving it all off tonight.
short? Are you?
No.
Taking a short rest or a long rest? Well, I guess you
Finishing the long rest.
mostly finish the long rest.
I go
Okay.
back to the inn thing.
Pew. Pew.
Go out in the daylight.
So how long are you planning on waiting to investigate?
As long as it takes to reclaim our hit points and spells.
Yeah. Hit point spells. Maybe a little
Not very
rest.
long.
No.
So the rest of the rest then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this took less than 20 minutes, so it doesn't interrupt your long rest.
Hooray.
Okay. Wow.
Before putting back
We're
down, can I
efficient
try on the
murderers.
chain shirt? Does it fit me?
It's snug.
Okay.
If you found a proper blacksmith, they could put in a few extra links and probably make it
Less snug.
Jinx?
He was actually, so the hat goblin was actually the smallest of the bunch, but
The hat was to make him feel big.
But yeah, if you find the right blacksmith, you could probably make it fit.
Cool. All right. When I get back to the inn, is Galileo sleeping?
Is Galileo sleeping?
Yes,
Are you
he was-
sleeping?
Yeah, he's already
Are you
unconscious.
sleeping?
Okay. All right.
Behind his eyelids, you see a
See
little bit of
glowing.
light peeking out.
That's terrifying.
Well, not to
You
me.
are like top heavy at this point.
I am. No,
Yeah.
no.
It's like,
I'm leaning on the bed because I can't keep my head up.
I feel so strong.
Those go
the
back
whole way
down, or
back
are we
to the
going
bed,
see
you're just-
you like wrecking a tree.
Just like stumbling, depending on where your head is.
You're just bobbing head like
Well,
Stevie
they've-
Wonder.
Never gotten this heavy before, so
Is that gonna go back in?
again, they've never gotten this heavy before, so we'll have to see.
Oh dear.
Can you, like, trim them?
No.
You can, yeah.
Do they stay this way? Like, do they stay this
Yeah,
way?
until you Hellboy it up. Yeah, they stay that way.
You gotta shave them off.
You can carve them into cool patterns.
I'll worry about
Are
them.
they like dog toenails? Like if she clips too close, will she catch like a little bit of a
Quick.
blood
Will it make her
vessel?
yip? Yeah.
Be quiet. That's nasty.
I'll worry about it in the morning, and I literally.
All right.
And
And
break
the sheer,
half the
and the
bed.
sheer mass of your head breaks your bed in half. If I notice that his eyes are glowing, I'm literally just gonna go, oh, that's unsettling, and then just go to bed.
When you wake up, it's only like an hour later. You wake up and there is a set of files on the table next to you.
Oh, someone was nice.
That was very nice of them.
Oh, I thought you meant like documents.
You would.
It's like,
No,
oh, files.
like
Typical Iona. Head
like
in a
tools,
Let's scan through them.
like scraping tools.
Yeah.
Oh, less
So
exciting.
I do that first thing in the morning.
And there's a little note that says like, if you need help, come see me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
tieflins helping tieflins.
No, I'll
Teeps on teeps.
I'll
Teeth,
go at it
teeth,
for about
motherfucker.
half an hour.
Sure, you get a manageable.
I'll save the
There's
filings.
the
I'll
filings, you're
save
saving
them.
them.
I'm sure I can use them for something.
Are you putting the sweet patterns in your horns?
No,
She's not
Come
a barber
on.
yet.
no. This is the first time. Again, this is the first time they've gotten this big.
You should carve runes into those bad boys.
They'll be my arcane focus.
Cool. What are you guys doing?
Let's follow those tracks.
Where's Galileo?
Sleeping.
Still waking up next to you.
Aw.
You're in this. You're all in the same room. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
One of us waking up wakes everybody else up.
Pretty much.
the sound of you scraping your horns back to a manageable size awakens the rest of your party.
My bad, y'all.
That's cool.
More
That's
disgusted
nice.
with like the shavings that are leaving behind.
I
Like
blow-
not the horn
I-
coming off,
I'm-
but the dust, like
No.
See, I was
the-
imagining it more like taking a planer to wood, where it's just like curling
the
off.
horn dander that's coming off you right now is gonna be disgusting.
Do the grateful townsfolk supply us with breakfast, or do
course
I?
they do.
Okay.
After breakfast, what are you doing?
Guess we're gonna go.
Heading into the woods.
Well, we can either go into the woods, and we can either fight them over there, or we can fight them over here.
I like the idea of fighting them here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I say as I'm putting on my armor.
I don't like the idea of involving the town in our nonsense.
I'm not keen to leaving them alone.
I'm split. The goblins could have been coming for the shipment that they know is about to leave, and so going off into the woods could leave the town more vulnerable. The goblins
I
could
think
have
it makes
been.
more sense to stay.
If you
Yeah.
want to send a search party, the three of you can go. I'd prefer to stay with the barge and the town.
As would I.
You know, in hindsight, that's not a terrible idea. We'll be gone soon.
Could I make an insight check? I want to think about what happened yesterday between the forest folk and these two. And given that the changing of the towers only provoked an attack on him, could they have been sent to take him out?
Roll an insight.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's a 10.
Yeah, so unfortunately, you don't know much about the relationship in this community. Based off what you've heard, the community is largely supported by
Right.
the forest folk. There's no indication that they would be like actively trying to eliminate anyone, but you don't know what he is or why they're afraid of him.
Right.
So there's no real way for you to like. There's as
Maybe
much evidence to support that as there is to
not support
not.
that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's the out of character brain at work.
So you guys are gonna bunker down here and wait for.
Wait for what comes.
I'll keep watch.
Okay.
I'm going to take a page out of the Iona manual and head to the library here.
Which volume?
Volume 2.
Right. The
Page
library
15,
has like 4
subsection
books because she has the 5th book with her.
Sure, but it's a
Yeah.
kid's book, so I don't care.
Right.
Do they have any books here of like dangers of the glass shores?
Not really.
Nothing. Do they have a history of the town?
Sure, there's like a ledger. It's been here for 6 years. It was started by Drokar and someone bankrolled it. No, it doesn't say who. It was started very hush-hush. They haven't had a ton of like incursions or anything. They developed this relationship with the Firbolgs maybe like 6 years, like almost immediately after they got here. The forest folk came out and they made a pact. Yeah. You're not there. Put that away. Put it away.
Can I talk to Tilly? Is she still
Tilla?
around?
Tilla.
She alive? Does she make it? I want to ask her if she plans to go to speak with the Firbolg about the goblin attack and if she's taking a party with her.
My expectation is that after what happened yesterday in the forest, they will send someone to us.
They will send. Wait, say again?
They'll send someone to us.
Oh,
That seemed to be a fairly large circumstance. I don't really know all the ins and outs of it, but when things like this occur, typically we are visited the next day by one of the forest folk.
okay.
So did you tell the locals that we would take care of those goblins that got away?
No. We let them know the 2 goblins did get away. But I don't think we said we would do it.
And I guess the last thing I'd do is just go talk to Iggy then. Iggy Azurlia. To see if.
That's not his name.
I know. But it's going to be in my headcanon.
Your headcanon can be wrong. It's
My
fine.
headcanon can be what it is.
What do you want to talk to
I
Iggy
want to
about?
talk to Iggy. I want to look around his shop and see how he makes the equipment that he makes, like what his forge
Typical
process
forging
is.
process.
He doesn't implement anything interesting in his forging process.
It's very intricate. Like
No,
there's not like magic items.
no special thunder rocks that he's got stored within the smelting area. No. Okay. Then I'm done.
Okay.
I'll return the files, I suppose.
Okay. Great.
Or at least take them back to who they belong to and ask them if I could hold on to them.
You are
Benny
welcome
boy.
to hold on to them.
Wonderful.
They're actually Iggy's.
Oh.
He has a lot of use to make files in this town. So.
Right. Well, I guess while I'm there, I'll ask him. So, this doesn't happen to me fairly frequently. I mean, it happens, but it doesn't happen to this extent. What other things have you seen as far as when we use our abilities?
That depends on heritage. Infernal tieflings. There's a lot of horn growth. The cloven hooves get more. They harden sometimes. Occasionally, a tail will sprout.
Okay.
If the tail sprouts, there's not really a way to get rid of it without causing a good deal of pain and permanent issues.
Right.
Once in a while, you'll see fire-based phenomenons occur, whether that's glowing eyes or a mantle of smoke. Occasionally, you'll see like lightning arc between horns.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
It can be quite fatal, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, because the horns go this way.
Well, occasionally, yes.
They curl and they stop at your neck and they arc lightning.
Well, I'm thinking, I'm thinking of like tieflings that have like tall horns.
Right,
that would be cool.
That would be cool. Probably still
He's
less
telling
cool
you all
for
these
you.
things,
Right.
and you're just
It'd be
like,
horrible for me.
Abyssal tieflings are a bit less predictable. Often there's some sort of glowing eye feature. Mantles of smoke as well. But honestly, they don't register as tieflings as frequently as infernal do. They're a little bit. They can pass it through the general population a bit better. And I'm told that there are Hayden tieflings as well, but I've never encountered one.
Cool. I probably spelled that wrong because you spell things like Brian.
Haden
I spelled it wrong.
from Hades.
Right.
Yeah.
I did spell it wrong, but I knew it was the other way in my head.
Okay.
All right. One other thing, one of the goblins that we killed had this chain shirt, and it's a little snug. Do you think you have time to add a couple more chains to it or something?
Probably take a few hours, but I could probably take care of it for you.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would like to wear it.
Sure.
Thanks. And I leave.
Cool. At that point, it starts to rain, which is always annoying, but you've grown accustomed to it on the glass shores, being that it's vaguely tropical. Over the last 2 months, at least half the days have been rain. It's the rain season. But it gets to be kind of a slog. You hear the overwhelming clinking from the forge. You kind of take cover in the inn and prepare a bit. Some of you are at the guard towers. And for most of the day, that's just regular business. You know, you're just doing what you do. And then it starts to get dark as the light starts to fade. We'll find out what happens next time on the Bards Tale.
Featuring
Featuring bards.
Featuring Bards.
Featuring bards.